These students, the graduates, I am even having problem to recruit them, because by the time they are finishing, they have already been taken up. MRC is typical of them. They will just come to me and ask, how many people are you getting graduating? And eventually, by the time I realize, asking for graduate assistants, they are already gone. So the market is in our favor, and almost everybody is interested in the area. So going to the countryside and informing them of this thing, I think we have to thank Pura and thank you people very, very much.
Pura, as a stakeholder, has among its mandates the task of regulating as well as ensuring a sound ICT sector. As such, the Director of Consumer Affairs further talked on the regulatory body's sponsorship of these and similar engagements.
Pura have sponsored other initiatives before, but this one is one of a kind, and we started with it from the conference, and we felt that we need to move the agenda to something else. And that's what we are doing now. And this would not be the last of it. We will try to see how we can expand this and include as many people as possible. Grts, of course, you guys are stakeholders in this. You've been supportive in terms of dissemination, and we understand and respect the impact that you have with regards to this. That's why we almost always, we are the first port of call that we go to, so that this thing can be used, because we need people to see this, we need people to hear it. Of course, some people might not have the opportunity to actually be there, but they will see it on your TV, and they'll hear it on your radio, and then of course and we can all benefit together, Gambia as a whole.
The president of the University of the Gambia's Information Technology and Communication Association was also adamant of the relevance of conducting a countrywide tour channeled at bettering the perspective of ICT in schools and the country at large.
There are a lot of things that we are looking at, because University of the Gambia being the highest institution in the Gambia here, we see to this thing as an obligation upon ourselves to go out there to our brothers and sisters to sensitize them on the importance of ICT. Basically, that is the reason behind this talk. And from that also, we are not also stopping and sensitizing them also, but also we want to open a chapter whereby we, the university students also, we have to go there, and because as the saying says, whoever feels it knows it better. So we have to at least have some time with them, at least socialize with them a little, so that they will also have the feeling and the zest in them.
In today's world, information communication technology is one of the fastest and most utilized industries, as its flexibilities make it applicable in almost every sector. In this regard, the need for people, particularly students, to have an insight of ICT is deemed essential, and therefore, Pura's initiative of financing this activity may solely uplift grassroots ICT for the common good. Modu Bajan, GRTS News.
The governor of West Coast Region has presented 31 checks amounting to 71,000 rasi to school-going children from various schools in Region 1 and 2. The intervention, as Samuel tells us, is aimed at helping beneficiaries fulfill their educational undertakings.
Our area council, the biggest administrative region in the country, has once again given back to its people by way of sponsoring scores of outstanding children from underprivileged backgrounds to enable them pursue their dreams in school. The gesture, in the form of a presentation of checks to various students in different schools in Region 1 and 2, is part of the region's social responsibility to the citizenry, especially to the disadvantaged taxpayers. The dole-out, which is done annually by the regional administrative body, is also the council's contribution to promoting education and making it affordable to people living in the vast region.
The ceremony we are all witnessing this morning is a great manifestation of our total commitment to continue to provide opportunities and access to disadvantaged, deserving students to acquire relevant and quality education like any other students in this country.
The governor of the West Coast region, Alhaji Lamin Sane, who was once a teacher, understands the high interest government places on education and reaffirms his office's commitment to promoting education, something he believes is key for development.
Today, as we all know, education is a key priority to the government of this country. Our His Excellency, Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. Yai A.J. Jammeh, whom we all know is the key patron of education in this country. Once always he was saying that for Gambian students, the sky is the limit for education. But today, as we are speaking, It's no more the sky, but the space is the limit.
Since the chunk of the money available for the aid is taken from taxpayers' money, the cash will be used to sponsor needy students in grade 9 and 12 in order to meet their needs. Michael Jiva, a representative from the Regional Education Directorate Region 2, acknowledged the importance of the presentation and guarantees that the money will be used for the intended purpose.
This is taxpayers' money that is plowed back to the students of this nation. I am sure my colleagues in the profession will really take care of these funds and will duly dish out the funds to the mentioned names.
Fatumane, one of the beneficiaries, expressed joy for having benefited from the package, adding that such support will help her and her colleagues achieve their desired goals in school.
Thank you for brightening our future. Thank you for making us see the light at the end of the tunnel.
The move, which is done to promote excellence in education, could also contribute greatly towards achieving a highly advanced and literate population. Samuel Ba, Grts.
The National Child Friendly Awards is slated for January 31st and stakeholders have started preparations. The Association of Young People in the Media recently held a news conference to, among other things, raise awareness of the need to nominate deserving individuals and institutions for the awards. We have details in this report by Babukar Kamara.
To be highly valued for the unique contribution they made through just being children. They needed to be respected for, as a global idea has been affirmed by the United Nations Convention on the Right of the Child and the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child.
First recognized and conceived in 2006 by Gambian children and young people in the media, the National Child Friendly Award has the aim of rewarding the gigantic contributions played by individuals and institutions in promoting and protecting rights and well-being of Gambian children.
This is another development that contributes to the participation of children and young people in the Gambia. It encourages the entire population of the country to invest and promote child-friendly activities, which will bring about healthy standard of living for all children and young people in the Gambia.
Over the decade, YPM has been committed towards empowering young people within the framework of participatory platform in addressing growing inequalities among teenagers. The body also strives to promote and protect rights and well-being of Gambian children.
Every society hopes and expects that its children will grow up to become capable and responsible citizens who will contribute immensely to the development of their societies. This can only be attained if children are brought up in an environment where they are loved, cherished, free from poverty, conflict, and violence.
So whatever we are talking about today, whatever organizations or individuals talk about rights of children, is nothing that is out of context in terms of our culture, in terms of our religion, and in terms of what we believe as a country and as a people. So Gambia, being one of the first countries to have ratified the CRC, the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, certainly should not be lagging behind in the area of promotion of rights of children, and of course recognizing the efforts of people who have sacrificed their time, their energy, and their resources to work for the protection of children.
The press briefing is part of continued efforts geared towards this year's award ceremony slated for January 31st, with theme encouraging our pace setters putting children first. Babukar Kamara, Grts.
The strategic port city of Douala is a heap of stranded trucks as the instability in neighboring Central African Republic cripples cross-border trade in the region. On Black Widow in Sochi, we look at the story of the Russian Special Forces search for an alleged female suicide bomber in the Black Sea resort city of Sochi. We'll be back with these stories.
Under the chief patronage, His Excellency Sir Professor Dr. Alhaji Yahya AJJ Jammeh, the President. Combinot APRC Executive President, Ali Mbander, and the Setsima Group, Leblu Best, anda lu bees ci at bu bees bi grand gala dinner, grand dance, grand soirée anda kan Aliou Mbaye Nder Setsima Group Seju Van Jalex Badi Bunka Balarance Jaliba Kuyate and many more Gambia